Hey guys, what's up? With David back here on the Bros Rebuild. John's not right here right now. He's at work, so it's just gonna be me at the moment. So as you can see, I got my blue and silver Subaru in here. Don't mind this. It's actually supposed to be all blue, but the fender's on here temporarily. It's off John's car because, well, the car John's buying for me. Anyways, because we didn't have a good passenger blue fender, and come to find out the WRX fenders are a little bit wider than the wagon fenders were, and that's what was on there when we got the car. So he borrowed it. He's going to get me a good used one to replace it, but we're going to paint it to match. The driver's side one's going to come off as well. Got a little bit of painting work I got to do to it. It's got a little dent here. It's got a little bit of rust down there. I'm going to fix up what rust I can on the rockers. The rockers do have a few holes. There is a little bit of body work that needs to be done down here, as you can see. But we're going to get the body work done up. That's going to be in probably a different episode, honestly, because I don't know if I'm going to have the funds to do all the body work right now. But I got, this side's actually really solid. There is one little rot hole there. There's a rot hole underneath here on one of the plates, so I'm going to replace that plate. This trunk lid is going to go bye-bye. Just to let you guys know. We are going to replace, I got a good one of these that core support underneath. It's the name of my parts car. I am going to take this one off, strip it down, see if it's worth salvaging. Because it does look pretty solid. I mean, maybe just a little Bondo to make it a little bit better, but it's pretty solid yet, so I'd like to hang on to it. This side's the worst of the two. I'm going to add some quarter work here. I'm probably going to makeshift. I'm going to cut and weld and probably makeshift some plating to sit underneath here. That's all rotted up. As you can see, this rocker is actually in way better shape than the other one, considering. Because the back is only rotted out down here. This isn't all rotted out. So we got a little bit of work to do. I'll let you know. And these white wheels you see on here are actually my backup rims. I have two sets of them. But I'm actually going to be stripping these guys. They're actually American racing rims. And they're the same size as what comes on their stock. I'm going to take out this centerpiece and put it in the Subaru one because it will fit. And then I'm going to strip all the chrome down because as you can see, I got these used from a buddy a couple years ago. They weren't that bad. We're in the greatest shape, but deciding on what color I'm going to paint, I'm really leaning towards like a gloss black at the moment. But you never know. We'll see about them. But yeah, like I said, I have two sets. There's one of the black ones with the spare tire on. But do want to show you guys. Don't mind the back seat right now and the paneling. This door did not open originally. Come to find out, the latch system was a little messed up, so I had to do some work. But as you guys can see, I painted this all blue. I did the same thing on the passenger side there. And the front here. I did the driver's door kind of the same. I painted this blue. I painted all that blue. Just kind of make it look nice. When I got it, the gauges that are in here, I did it off the camera, but the gauges in here I put in myself, all wired in myself. If you guys got any questions, if you ever DIY wiring your own gauges, you can shoot me or my brother a message, and we can give you guys a little quick helping hand. But as you can see, the intercooler's off here at the moment. We were checking alignment with knock sensors with the other Subaru. Just because we're having knock sensor issues with it. Come to find out, we think it's a bad knock sensor, but that's whatever. But as you can see, I have another trunk lid here. Don't mind, it's a little dirty at the moment. I did just get this painted. It was silver originally. I took and did a lot of body work to it. So I've been doing body work on the side. I got a couple surprises along the way. But as I could say, we are also taking off both of the back tires. I had to rip this side apart because when I bought our parts car, the wheel bearing blew apart on us on the way back. And I ended up having to take this assembly off. Well, we ended up ruining the control arm bushings. So we're putting all aftermarket control arm bushings, track arm bushings, sway bar bushings, all that's going to go new. We're going to strip it down because it's just surface rust on them. We're going to get those control arms, track bars, sway bar. We're going to get them all repainted. We're putting in polyurethane bushings. Probably black or blue in color. I really dislike the color red for the most part. Um, the brakes for now, we're going to touch up the brakes. If they need a little work, we're going to give them a little work. We're going to put all new emergency rear brakes in the car. I do have some welding work to do, because as you can see down here, there's a couple rust holes. So I got a little bit of welding work to do. I got some welding work to do in the trunk as well. So I got a little bit of work ahead of me in the body. We are going to get the rust holes for the most part taken care of. The biggest thing is probably we're not going to get to the rear quarter on the passenger side right away. That's something I'm probably going to just touch up what's there for surface rust and kind of go from there for now. The driver's side, we're going to strip off all the surface rust, get it repainted because it's all solid yet. But yeah, there's a little bit of work ahead of us here, guys. But the main reason it came in is it's got a blown turbo and the clutch is just freaking gone. The clutch is completely gone. So yeah, there's those two things. So we are going to strip the motor out of here. We're probably going to strip the transmission with it. Go from there. But yeah, guys. So I'm going to get to work on getting like the hood off, getting the fenders off. I'm going to pull the taillights tonight. I may pull some brackets and stuff in the back that are rusted out that I'm going to swap off for parts car. But yeah, guys. If you got any questions, just give us a message, shoot us a comment, or we do have a Facebook page as well called The Bros Rebuild. Keep an eye out though, because a little bit later in the summer we got some surprises coming up for you. So okay, guys, so as you can see, I've been tearing this thing apart. I did take off the edges of the timing cover, just to look at the belt. I don't know if you could see that really well, but the belt has some wear and tear cracks, for the timing. So I'm going to go ahead and order a new timing kit. We're going to put new timing in here. I'm not going to take a chance of the belt snapping on me. I really hate that kind of stuff. Always try to keep up on your maintenance, so check that kind of stuff out when you're doing, like, clutches and stuff, because it's really easy to overlook something like that and have a tremendous failure later. So just one thing to keep your eye out on, guys. Watch them timing belts. They're only good till 80K, and they suggest changing them. I'm about to wrap things up for the night. The bugs are getting pretty bad out here. As you can see, I've got once all the electrical and everything disconnected on the side. I got a little bit of power steering work to do. I still have to pull the AC pump out of the way. Pull the dog bone, motor mounts, drive shafts, all that fun stuff yet. So there's a little bit of work to do. I'm probably, I'd say, a quarter of the way of tearing this thing down to get it out. But yeah, guys. So just keep on watching. We are going to get things wrapped up for the night. I'm going to get back on it tomorrow, and we'll hopefully have the motor out, if not tomorrow, the day after. We're going to get the motor, the tranny out. We're going to do the clutch. We're going to do the turbo. I might wait to put the new turbo on until after the motor's back in. It might be easier. I know it was a little easier last time when I had the turbo off. We're going to get both of the fenders off. We're going to do a little bit of work that one needs. And of course, we're going to got the trunk lid. We're going to change with the spoiler. And a couple other surprises we're going to do. We are going to fix a little bit more of the rust. I will not be doing the body work right away. Right now, I'm going to work on getting the motor and tranny out. Just because when I order the timing kit, I'm going to have to wait on it. So I'd like to get the motor and tranny out, get the clutch prepped and everything. Just so when it gets, let me catch my breath here. Anyways, just so when the timing kit gets here, hopefully I got everything back together. I can just do the timing quick. The marks are almost damn near on, so I just got to do a little bit of lining up before I truly pull it the rest of the way apart. But once I get everything lined up, I'm going to get the timing kit. I'm going to leave the timing kit on there, but once the timing kit comes in, hopefully I'll be able to have most of the body work done in the meanwhile while waiting on it, and hopefully be almost ready for it when it gets here. Alright guys, keep on watching. We'll catch you in the next day. Hey guys, so you seen it the other night. David back here at the Bros Rebuild that I was working on the blue Subaru. I took a few minutes before I started filming here. I got the whole car up on jack stands, pinned all four way around, so it should be pretty stable. I mean, I can't shake it just by grabbing and trying to shake it. You can see the water's moving when I'm shaking it. Might be hard to tell, but yeah. We got it up on jack stands. I'm gonna pull off all the wheels. In the rear, because we had to take off this wheel bearing on this one to get our parts car home. We're doing control arm bushings, track arm bushings, new sway bar bushings, and all. I'm putting polyurethane. As for the front, I'm probably going to do something similar. It's going to be a few paydays before I'll have everything to do it. We're going to put in new ball joints again, new tie rod ends, new sway bar links in the front. The frame's going to come out. We're going to clean up the frame. As you can see, there's quite a bit of debris laying on there. And then we're going to have some bodywork reconstruction we're going to have to do in the rear. It's not anything too major, but the rockers are pretty well gone, and it's taking the inner rocker with it. So I want to get underneath there and do all that up as well. So you guys will see me doing that here soon. It will probably be my next payday coming up. Hopefully I'll have the money. Maybe I'll talk to my brother. We'll go 50-50. But we're going to try to get a welder. We're going to try to get a 110 welder in here so we can actually cut and weld in the body panels we need to remake some stuff here. So, but as you can see, I got most of my engine harness disconnected. I still have to take off the bracket here to get this floating over here. I still have everything back here yet, but everything from like the side and the front and all is already. As you can see, I pulled off the edges of the timing cover and all, and as you guys remember, you look at this belt, might be really hard to see, but there is cracks in it. Yeah, there's a little bit better view. But so we're gonna give it a fresh timing kit. We're gonna give it a fresh clutch, a fresh turbo. It's gonna get suspension work. So I mean, I'm expecting this car to be kind of like the first Subaru. It's gonna be at least 4 or 5 parts, probably, maybe a little more, because we're doing more than what we did on the first one. But you know what? When you get a good deal on one that needs love, you got to give it love. So, yeah, there's going to be a little things. We're going to modify this bracket here because intercooler mounts right here. But there's supposed to be a turbo shielding that bolts right here. That there, guys, we literally are just going to hack it off probably right next to this circle here. Because we don't need this because we're not putting up the turbo. We're not putting any turbo shielding back on. When the motor comes out, we're going to take off the last of the heat shielding that's left down there because that's pretty well rotted off. We still have power steering lines to disconnect over here. On this side, I totally forgot about that till now. But yeah, there's a little bit work in front of us. Excuse me, guys. Today's goal is we're taking the fenders off. We're taking the fenders off. We're taking the tires off. We're going to probably open up the trunk, pull out the taillights. There's a couple panels I have to drill the tack welds out so I can swap them around, because there's one panel in the back that's rotted out that I need to take care of. There's a little bit of work. There'll definitely be quite a bit of cutting and welding on this car compared to the last one. But, hey. for the money I paid for the car, I'm not going to complain because it's all stuff I can do as long as I take my time with it. Um, my brother, I don't know how good at body work he is, but he did work in a shop where he did get to work with the body work side. I've never been to school for body work, but I'm all self-taught for the most part. I do have a few friends that do body work for a living that have taught me some tricks of the trade, so I know a few things here and there, so I'm not the best myself, so just be patient with me, I guess. But yeah, guys, we're going to throw it on time-lapse. I'm going to get the fenders off, get the wheels off, probably move to the back, get the taillights out, because as you can see back here, this taillight is all busted. And I got the car this way. This trunk lid's got some heavy damage. And the sad part about it is it's a wingless. So it kind of breaks my heart. But we're going to probably pull this trunk lid off and see if we can save it. Hey guys, it's David back here in the Bros Rebuild, day number 2 here. We're working on the blue Subaru, as of course last time you guys seen. So as you can see, I got this side all apart. Now this coilover, I'm pretty well sure it's shot, not 100% sure. I'm gonna get it apart, take it down. But as you can see, this one's for 08 to 2014. As you can see, they drilled it out. And of course, these are actually wider. So you have to put shims in here, so they use washers. So I mean, whoever did it, they made it work, but I'm not a fan of it. I'm probably going to end up swapping coilovers. Hopefully we got somebody who's going to sponsor us for it, but we're waiting to find out. So we'll get back to you on that. Anyways, as you can see, I got it apart. So your ball joint actually sits through here, okay? It's pressed into the steering knuckle, and then it's got a pinch bolt that holds it, okay? Now, it sits through here, and the bolt sits on the bottom with the lock nut. And then you got your tie rod end, of course, your CV axle, and your strut. That holds your whole steering knuckle assembly in with your brake system. So, as you can see, I got this side apart. We're going to walk back over here to the passenger side because I still got to take it apart. So you can see, 2 bolts. Now, this is the proper style coilover. As you can see, still got the original bolts in there. I think this one's been replaced just because it's a different head, which is no big deal. People replace bolts all the time. As you can see, this one's still in good shape. The spring's a little loose looking at it, but I'm sure we can mess with that, fix it. With that being said, guys, so it's 2 bolts that hold your strut on, your CV axle, and your ball joint nut, like I said down here. And then your brake system. I already took the brakes off. I did that when I got the car in the garage. I don't know if I remember showing you guys that or not. But as you can see, there's a ton of dirt on the floor. And I made a little mess over there. Don't mind the dirt. This car was abused before we got it, so I've been doing a lot of clean out on the undercarriage. We're actually going to take out the U-frame. We're going to clean that up, repaint it, check it out, make sure it's still good. And as you can see, we still have most everything on the back side of the motor here. My brother did get these power steering lines disconnected for me the other day, so he got that out of the way. We still have to drop the downpipe system. I haven't decided. I might pull the turbo off as well, just because it is shot, and just get it out of the way. I know when we pulled the O2 out, the turbo was kind of in our way, so it was a little bit more of a pain, but we were able to get it in and out. With that being said, guys, so we're still going to play around with that. We also have to take the AC pump off still, and a couple accessories here. In the back here, don't mind my mess on my trunk lid here. The taillights are going to come out today. I'm going to take this off today. This bracket's going to come off. These brackets are going to come off on both sides. These ones here, I haven't decided if I'm going to clean them up and put them back on, or if I'm going to take them off the parts car. I know this one here, it's got a rot hole there and there. That bracket's going to come off the parts car. That one's going bye-bye. Hi, George. And then we got to pull this plastic panel down here. There's a bunch of surface rust down here that we have to fix. We have surface rust here. With that being said, this quarter panel is actually solid yet, minus this front lower side. Most commonly, there's a plastic panel that sits here that I always rip off because they're pointless. It is literally made for looks because there's supposed to be a corner here, a plastic corner that sits over this. It sits underneath the side skirt. Commonly, people rip off the side skirts. As you can see, this is all rotted out. So we got a little bit of work here. We're probably getting new control arms, or we're getting all new polyurethane bushings. With that being said, we're probably going to work on doing emergency brakes in the rear. Doing a full set of new coilovers, doing all new brakes all the way around, possibly. Sorry, George. You have a tick there. Wanted to get that off you. With that being said, this trunk lid's getting changed out because I'm putting on the STI wing that I have with the other trunk lid that I'm working on. As you can see, this one's had some damage. We are going to try to fix it, but there's no guarantees we're going to get this one right. And the sad part is this is a true wingless one. And they're really hard to come by, especially in the World Rally Blue. As for this side, there's a little bit more work, as you can see. Hold on, George. Let me get the sticker real quick. Okay, you're good. trying to show people. As you can see, there's way more rust to this side. So we're actually gonna fab. George, I'm trying to do something. Go. Anyways. George! Christ. Anyways, guys. We're gonna actually get another quarter panel piece and we're gonna replace this section here. As for this here, I'm hoping to get a skin. That'll do this outside here. And then I'm just gonna cut and fab it together in the backside so it's sealed. And then we're gonna re-silicone it like they do from the factory. As you can see from this side, I already took off that plastic. And you can kind of see it's got some surface rust, but this is how it should look. We still gotta pull out this plastic chunk and we're gonna fill in these holes just because I don't want them there. With that being said, guys, this door is also going to get changed. As you can see, the body lines are a little messed up here. And it's kind of crinkled. I have another good door. So we're just going to swap doors around. And be done with it probably on this one. And then with that being said, we're going to get it thrown back on time-lapse. Hopefully we're going to get the front suspension apart. I would like to get the taillights out today, get all the brackets off the back. So that we can start doing some sanding and painting work in the rear. With that being said, guys, we also have a little dent here I gotta work on. A little rust there. And I have some rust here work to do as well. But as you can see, we got that part. We're gonna go ahead, throw it on time lapse. Plan is I'm hopefully gonna get this side tore apart. And then get the back tore apart, and then hopefully maybe even get as far as getting the motor and tranny out today. We are still waiting on some parts, so it's going to be kind of a little bit of a process with this, because I'm still trying to come up with money. I just got back to work. So yeah, guys, just be patient. This video will be coming soon to you guys, as you know. But yeah, keep on watching.
I don't know what it is about this.
Guys, David back here at the Bros Rebuild. So we're working on the back end. I was getting pretty fed up with the front end, and I actually did something I shouldn't have done because I got really mad with rage. But anyways, we'll figure out that later. If you look, there should be 4 bolts. One back there, one there, one on top, and then one back there on the side. That'll hold the taillight in, and then you'll be able to pop the taillight out. You gotta do that to both sides. And there's that one farther back I was telling you about. And then there's... if you look from the outside, you can see there's 2 bolts down here on each side that hold that in. There's a bolt there, there's a bolt up underneath the taillight, and then there's a bolt there to pull all those brackets off as well. So I'm just going to throw in time lapse. I'm going to get all the brackets off, get the taillights out. Yeah, we're going to go from there. Alright, guys.
I don't know what it is about
There's all and then there's supposed to be one right in here. As you can see, this panel is pretty well shot too. So you spot weld here, here, here. It's kind of harder to see, but here, here, and then here. And then this panel will come out as well as this under panel does. As you can see, this under panel, it's kind of hard to tell right now. Let's turn around towards the sun. See, it's pretty well rotted up. So we're just going to toss that over there because that's junk to us into the scrap pile. We're just going to walk over here to our parts car. Now the goal is we're going to get it looking identical to what factory should be. But there's no guarantee that's going to happen. 100% there might be some specifics. But as you look, this one's actually got a nice clean panel there. And the underneath is actually not even rotted out. So we're stealing this panel and this panel. We're going to replace those two. So we got to get a welder yet so I can weld those in. So it's going to be a little bit of work. And then we got to do a bunch of sanding and stuff. I did some. My drill is kind of crappy because, well, we poor and we got to do what we got to do, right? Anyways. So we'll walk back in here. As you can see, I've been sanding like crazy on this. We're actually gonna sand it down to here. We're gonna cut it about here. I'm just gonna bring it up. Well, I might even come a little closer to the edge here. And then of course we're gonna have to do some sanding in here. And because we gotta do it here, we got sanding here. We're probably gonna end up doing this whole edge here again, because there's actually a body line crease right here. That's why you can see I've been kind of sanding on this, because we got to get all this stripped so I can put body filler in there and make that right. Got some sand in here because the paint's cracking. Had to do some over here because the same stuff that's had it in there. There is a little tiny hole here we're going to use Bondo to fill. And same with the underside here. And we're going to sand and fill all that in. And yeah, so that's the goal with the car. As for getting it done ASAP, that ain't gonna happen. As I stated earlier in the video, I got really mad because there's one downpipe bolt that we cannot get out for the life of us. And our grinder shit the bed. So yeah, that was really fun. So as you can see, our exhaust is still in there. And of course, people got mad, aka me. I kind of punched my windshield and I regret it now, but the windshield is already cracked. So we're just going to get a brand new one to put in as soon as I can afford it, so in a paycheck or two. So the windshield's going to get brand new replaced, even though I was going to do it right away anyways, because there was like 4 or 5 cracks on that side anyways, but now I really can't drive it because I'm an idiot. And yeah, you guys can laugh all you want. I don't care. So I'm waiting for the drill battery to charge up. We're going to try to get this drilled out, get this panel out today as well. And we're going to try to get all the body work that needs to be sanded up here in the rear. And I'm going to start marking things off soon. Because if things go right, I want to have it marked off. Of course, we've got a little bit of work here too. So I'm probably just going to mark it. Come just past that. And I'm just going to bring it up over along the edge here. And I'm going to bring some tape. And hopefully I'll be able to cut it off right in there. And I'm hoping to go like this. Kinda do this chunk, and then we'll sand the hole underneath. We do have to still pull off this bumper core support. With that being said, it's kind of hit and miss now with things. We gotta kind of get things figured out a little better. We still gotta figure out what we're gonna do about getting that downpipe off, because that downpipe is really being a pain in my rear, and I'm about ready to. Yeah, I wouldn't suggest NVIDIA's downpipes because they don't put a notch in the bottom so you can actually get a socket or something on it. You actually have to do it by wrench end. And if the shit's rusted on there like this one is, it just strips out. You can't get a strip socket on it, and you need to grind it out, and it's a pain in my fucking rear. Pardon my French, guys. It really is a pain. So I'll get a closer up video of it of where we got to do when I get another grinder here. So as for getting the motor out today, well, doesn't look like it's going to happen. Maybe tomorrow, I'm going to go see if I can borrow my dad's grinder. Hopefully we can get the exhaust dropped, and then I can finish doing everything else I need to do, because without dropping the exhaust, I can't take out the rear drive shaft, and that leads into a few other complications. I mean, there's a couple ways I can do it. I tried to pull the turbo off the pedestal, but the one bolt, I can't get it to break free, and I don't want to strip it, which is underneath the downpipe. So we're just going to go ahead and grind off that one stud. We are replacing the turbo. I do have another downpipe that is brand new, that has the etch bottom. That's what I'm probably going to put on here, because I really, really hate the non-etch bottoms. NVIDIA is really known for it, and it led into a lot of problems. I'm really shocked there hasn't been a big old lawsuit over them selling these pipes and not doing that kind of shit. That kind of stuff. My apologies. That kind of stuff. Anyways, so we got a little bit of work to do up here. I still haven't finished everything here in the rear. No big deal. I did get the AC pump off and tucked up on the side here. But yeah, guys. So just be watching, and we'll keep you posted. There is going to be way more days on this. I'm figuring this is probably going to be like the first Subaru where it was a 4 or 5 video part. It might even be longer than that, because we're doing excess body work to this on top of it. Plus we're doing quite a bit of suspension work on top of it too. This car is in some rough shape. I'm hoping to get it back to roadworthy, looks decent, you know, a nice Subaru to drive around on the weekends, or whenever you want, if you wanted daily or anything. I do probably plan to sell this one, because this one's been a pain in my rear since I've owned it, and I'm really starting to get fed up with it, so I'm probably going to sell this one, but we'll see how that goes. Okay, alright guys, keep watching.
I don't know what it is about me.
Hey guys, so it's David back here at the Bros Rebuild. So as you guys just seen, we got our motor and training out of the blue Subaru finally. It's been a little bit of a chore. I'm not gonna lie, it's been a little bit of a freaking chore.
Yeah. That's for
There's a
sure.
lot more factory stuff to this one than there was on the other. This one's had some work done to the timing before. Because as you can see, this one cam gear has been replaced
Yeah, that's what
compared to
it's
the
supposed
stock ones. So there's been a little bit of work done. For the most part, we got to get this thing timing set. We got to get the transmission off. We got to get the clutch replaced.
Turbo.
We're not going to replace the turbo till we put the motor back in the car, because it'll make it easier. And not just that, if I damage the old turbo, I'm gonna be
He won't be
happier with myself than I will be if I damage the new one.
Yeah.
So we got a new turbo that's going on. We got a stage 3 clutch that's going on. I got to order a new timing kit yet. So as you can see, this one's had cracks like I showed you guys earlier in the video. Just very minor cracks, so it's nothing major right now. Besides that, it just needs a little TLC. We are going to probably think about changing the power steering bracket, because this one's been broke at some point. So that's one thing I'm going to work on probably. Besides that, we're going to take off the intake manifold. I'm going to get new gaskets. We are going to do TGV deletes to this one. If they're not deleted already, they're going to be deleted. I don't care. I really hate TGVs. We're going to do the secondary air injection complete delete. We're going to get a cold air intake completely from the turbo inlet. We're going to replace with an aftermarket all the way back. There is a little bit of work I'm putting to this one yet. but for the most part, when it's done, I should be happy with it. So we're gonna wrap things up today right here with this, guys. Me and John will reposition the motor and tranny a little bit later, so we can get the transmission off. Just because my rear axle is in the way at the moment, but no big deal right now. We just wanted to get things out, get things wrapped up. So we're gonna wrap things up today. We already talked about the 5,000K thing. So John, you want to jump back on screen here?
Yeah, let me go ahead and grab the board name of Bobber. Holy. Oh, long day already.
Right? I don't even know what time it is. There. Alright, guys, so we're going to talk about the 5,000K. It's either going to be 1 of 3 Subarus, maybe 1 of 4 if we buy another one.
Maybe 5, 6, 7, who knows?
Right? It's either going to be this 2003, the 2002, or my 06. One of the 3 are going to get built, and built good. We're not going to go into too much detail for that. We want to leave it like a surprise to you guys. But once we hit 5,000K, we'll be able, well, I'll say about 4,500, we'll start releasing little hints on which car it's going to be, what we're going to be doing. But until then, we're not going to really release too much info, because we don't want to jump ahead of ourselves and then find out we're going to screw ourselves. So that's one thing there. So what we're going to do is we're going to wrap things up. We're going to thank you guys all again. If it wasn't for you, we won't be able to do this fun stuff.
Yep.
We really do like when you guys watch our videos. We hope you do learn something off of it. We hope you enjoy them. We're always looking for your feedback. So, yeah. And if you have any questions, concerns, you can reach us at the Bros Rebuild page on Facebook
or Instagram. I made an Instagram account too, so we have that now too.
Otherwise, you can hit us up on the YouTube comments as well. We do check those. With that being said, guys, we want to thank you all again, and we'll catch you on the flip side.
Peace.